All right, we are all set. Thanks everyone for waiting patiently. We'll go ahead and get this party started. So as always, my name is Jared. This is Engineering the Markets. It is September 21st, 2021. Let's start off with what occurred yesterday. We obviously had a fairly volatile downside move yesterday, and the marketplace gave us what is often referred to as a correlated sell-off. The idea being that as the market was selling throughout yesterday's session, there were very few places in the overall S&P that were showing bullishness, along with the fact that even if a particular area was strong in maybe the morning session, a lot of those rounded reversals and just sort of collapse of all sectors started to form on yesterday's downside. This got pretty extreme, of course, into the midday to afternoon session until finally we did find some buying support at around the 430 on the SPX 4300 print. Now, the rally that occurred in yesterday afternoon session, of course, potentially being some short covering. Shorts obviously had a lot of downside profit that needed to be resolved. And we were coming into sort of our low end moving average. I've gone ahead and placed that on the chart, and that's going to be the 100-day moving average on the daily. We haven't tested this area in a long period of time, but the market often reacts to this area in very similar fashion, albeit on larger sell-offs. So when we look at some of this price action yesterday, I wanted to start off with our expected move. And it's been a while since we've had tests of the expected move to the downside, specifically on an intraday session, that can showcase how this level is responded to in the market. And remember, when we drew this line, this is based on the option pricing of expected movement in the weekly series for the SPX. So September 24 series, we had about a plus or minus 95-point move in the SPX starting the week. Now, as we sold off yesterday, we can see that the market responded to this level, but maybe not in the way that you think with regards to support and resistance. Remember, this is not necessarily high supply or high demand to the top side or the downside, in the way that if the price reacts against it, we see the counter trend move. You want to think about support and resistance often in this way. Instead, the market is simply stating that this is where risk parameters lie to the downside in the SPX. So if prices get here, and depending on how they get here, marketplace will often resolve this risk over time, which leads to sort of a gravity well in the market. Price often stays here, and it reflects more of a value zone. It's not quite VPOC, it's not quite responding in that way to where if you see a move through the expected move, it's not a move away necessarily from value. But market participants have to assess risk here. And as we start to pull away from this area, there are dynamics with regards to how the market hedges its risk that can lead to additional downside, even in the wake of a fairly oversold market. This downside hedging and often volatility expansion continuing will occur if we start to lose these edges of the expected move. This is where we get into the 2 to 3 sigma scenarios. The idea that if the market cannot recover, oftentimes we will double, or in the worst case, potentially triple. This is a very low probability event, the expected move on the week. Now, when we see this action here, the idea is that as traders, we can use this as sort of a gauge as to whether or not we want to enter positions against the expected move when we see responses against it, along with understanding that if we move through the expected move, obviously against the overall weekly trend, or weekly range, then the dynamic hedging can occur for quite a while until something changes. The idea here is that looking for bottoms can be quite challenging, as a lot of buying demand actually gets sold into, as market participants, large market participants, have to hedge their risk. Excuse me. So what did that look like inside of the VIX, or something like volatility futures, which we'll look at in just a moment? We can see that volatility rose quite sharply throughout yesterday's session, not only responding quite well to some of these reactions, but as we drew down and started to look as if we were recovering the expected move, you saw how we came back to it after a downside rejection. Market actually pulled away once again, and volatilities continued to expand. Also noting that the VIX came into an area of resistance. We did see a drawdown in yesterday afternoon session, leading to that short covering rally. And any volatility hedging that was placed should have either started to profit take, or ultimately, if you're looking for a larger volatility expansion in the VIX, you should have additional time baked into your trade. And one interesting dynamic that occurred yesterday, not necessarily something we leverage inside of intraday activity, but it's worth noting how bad the selling got. What I have here are the volatility futures. And what I'm showing in the highlighted row is the active contract. This is the October expiry. It's got about 29 days to expiry, and you want to be looking at the last price. Now, this has changed since yesterday because we did have that large short covering rally, but as we pulled away from the expected move on that final sell-off, this became a marketplace that shifted from what is a normal structure or term structure in the futures contracts, often referred to as contango, or just the front month is lower than the back month, sort of normal price and term structure in the contracts. This was starting to flatten as we got into this expected move. And then finally, as we sold off, we actually inverted for a period of time, referred to as backwardation, or just the front month selling for higher than the back month. The idea here is that if you were playing volatility yesterday, something like a UV, excuse me, a UVXY or a VXX, these ETFs benefit from those movements. And ultimately, you want to see term structure in the short term rise against the back term contracts, such that you can capture a long opportunity in both of these ETFs. VXX is another example. Now, as you can see, these are fairly decaying products, and that's often because the contracts are in contango, and therefore rolling and ultimately restructuring on a daily basis allows for this to decay over time. You're basically paying up for the roll, and therefore the asset holding these contracts decays in price. This is how these often have to be rebalanced in the form of a reverse split in order to keep the price above zero. So some interesting behavior yesterday. And as we come back into the SPY, we just want to note that the marketplace has broken its overall structure in regards to some of the trending behavior we have seen. One of the ideas into yesterday's sessions is that we had the potential to hold this general area, a previous set of swing lows, and ultimately the most recent swing low that led to new all-time highs. This was an area of concern, and as the marketplace opened, we did open near this area, testing it from below, but bulls were unable to find it as support. We acted more as resistance, and then we got our larger sell-off into the rest of the session. Now, moving forward, as we see that this pattern of higher highs and higher lows has been, to a degree, violated for the first time, we need to look at this market maybe from a slightly different lens. We need to respect the fact that the selling yesterday was fairly significant. We have elevated bearish volume, and ultimately the correlation coefficient of the market was quite strong. No matter where you look, whether I pull up the NASDAQ, we saw significant drops, and as we have our trend line channel, which has not been tested yet, we're simply noting that previous swing lows sit approximately at about 360. That, of course, was not completely tested, but we came fairly close. A lot of the downside pressure actually came from our larger market cap stocks, as not only were they selling off, but their percentage downside led to stronger overall price pressure inside of the S&P and, of course, the NASDAQ. These are going to be stocks that actually held up well last week, not necessarily selling in the same way as the overall market, but finally leading to some loss of previous lows and ultimately that downside pressure. Stocks like Amazon, Nvidia, which was actually holding near all-time highs. Same idea with Microsoft, losing a previous swing low, but coming into the 50. And even stocks like Tesla, which overall have been holding quite well in the effects of selling pressure in the market. And then finally, Google, one of our outperformers in the larger market caps. First time we're actually seeing a drawdown to the 50 since back in May. So it's a notable change in the market in regards to what areas have been leading and ultimately how far down has the pullback given. So with our SPY, we want to respect the fact that this may be slightly different in how it forms our next phase of the market. We can look to some historical examples when the market drew down this far and discuss some ideas of how the next wave of either buying or selling may occur. Obviously, as we have a gap above, a short-term play for today is that the market is bouncing in pre-market. We're actually sitting above all of the price action from yesterday. So we may get, once again, a correlated move to the upside. The idea is that the oversold condition on correlation to the downside may have had a bit of capitulation, that high volume event that leads to a response in the opposite direction as shorts cover, new buyers enter, and ultimately late shorts, people who haven't realized that a low has been set, are profit taking even higher and ultimately profiting less from their short, or even entering late into the short and are now underwater as the market has correlated bounced. This bounce has potential to fill this upside gap and ultimately come back into our moving averages. This, of course, is going to be an area of concern because the market has balanced over the course of a couple of sessions. And as we come into this balance zone, either the low end or the high end of this balance range is going to provide some short-term resistance. Trying to think what my next item was. Same idea with the NASDAQ. Same basic structure. Obviously holding a horizontal support at this time, but coming into a 4 to 5 day balance zone. The idea here is that if we come into this range, this supply can act as resistance, as markets may either take profit from a bounce or ultimately look to re-short the market on some sort of lower high setup in the NASDAQ. Now, my last point that I wanted to make here is that whenever markets start to lose their daily trend, or in the short term at the very least violate their daily trend, oftentimes it can be beneficial to look back at the higher time frames. It's worth noting that amidst all of this selling on the weekly, all we have done is pulled back into the 20. Amidst all of this downside pressure, the market has been such a strong outperformer as an asset class, the SPY especially, that the pullback is actually one of interest on a higher time frame. And as we look back in time, we can see this period pre-election where the market has responded against the 20, and even on pullbacks close to the 20, the market has had a fairly bullish response. Now, I bring up the weekly for two reasons. One, to iterate that fact, market strength, and overall fact that we have not had monthly consolidation in over 10 months. Market has been making higher highs and higher lows for the past 9 to 10 months in the S&P. So monthly consolidation is a bit overdue. Obviously, we've been benefiting from the daily trend, the weekly pullbacks on those longer extensions lower, but monthly consolidation is something that is normal. Market likes to find these moments in time and ultimately set up ranges for us to evaluate and trade from a risk reward perspective. And when it comes to ranges, there's no better market as an example as the IWM. Now, this would be, of course, a more challenging market to move into if it forms in this way. But the IWM gives us an example of what the market could be doing as we start to lose daily trends. That would, of course, need the eventual response from this low and ultimately a rejection near or at all-time highs, setting up our range structure. But additionally, inside of this range, we can stay here for long periods of time as the market is either distributing some of their profit or ultimately setting up for the next phase of upside. Obviously, a range break will tell us which of those events is more likely to take place. So as we are getting the first signs of potential monthly consolidation, it's worth noting how the market responds when we get these moments. Something like this can be evident in regards to higher highs and higher lows for months at a time. We get our first strong selling event, and then we get some consolidation, which leads to additional swing highs or additional opportunities once this phase is over. We can get our ranges, as noted by the IWM. And specifically with the NASDAQ, we want to be keeping a watch on this channel. If something is to be weak in this market, it'll often be showcased in regards to the tech sector. And because of our major tech holdings, our Apples and Microsofts of the world, along with all of the previous names we just showcased, seeing responses off of this channel low will give us signs that the market not only is able to respond to the upside in regards to another bounce opportunity, but additionally, if we stay within this channel, it is a bullish channel. It's ultimately moving higher and simply oscillating from high to low. So as we are in this midpoint area, this moment in time where a bit of indecision in regards to the daily trend, let's pull back our time frame, let's look higher level and see where we're coming from. We have a monthly chart that may be in need of a bit of consolidation. We know that September and October are some of the weakest historical months in the marketplace. And it's actually coincidental to see that back in previous September, prior to election, of course, this actually set up a 3 to 4 month range inside of the market, of course, with the election sparking the new bull trend. If we get that structure again, we have some historical examples of what could take place. A couple of weeks of selling, pull back to the 20, strong response off of the 20, but ultimately setting a lower high on the weekly and coming into not necessarily all-time highs, but often closures are often a better signal for the market. These engulfing structures here, it's good to look at the close and the wicks, because this wick can represent sort of a false breakout after overextension. We may be seeing that structure forming here, And it's just something to prepare for. Ultimately, if we're in a range, being a buyer near the lows gives us the best risk to reward back to either all-time high, or in the regards or in the sorry, or in the event of a tighter range, something that's a bit more distributive, we can look at something like VPOC. Obviously, this range needs to be formed a little bit more concretely, but VPOC over the past 10 days or past 30 days to pull in this data showcases that we have a high volume node around 443.27, let's say. This is also true. If I'll pull it back with more data, you can see this high volume node standing out to the upside. So if our low is set, and of course our all-time high has been established, this range may be drawn to VPOC on the first bounce. Regardless of how bearish the market may seem, the correlation coefficient back to the upside can be just as powerful as the correlation coefficient to the downside, which we saw yesterday. So keep all these things in mind. Ultimately, we're entering a gap in the pre-market session. And when we look at gaps and the gap structure, let's pull up past 10 days. The idea here is that we don't really have a lot of upside resistance. And the market often forms these pockets of volume because ultimately inventory was not placed for long enough periods of time as we downtrended through this area. Makes more sort of an empty pocket in the market. As we move through this, potentially transitioning all the way back through, we come back to higher inventory. And that, of course, can be the first time we see a bit of upside resistance. We obviously have our VPOC around 443. And then on this time frame, given there's not enough data, this pulls us back into a 10-day range of volume, and that VPOC sitting around 445 for the market. So lots of different opportunities here. If the market continues to be bearish, it is typically more likely to see the bearish setups coming back after we have at the very least come into a volume node. It's fairly rare to see strong shorts stepping in inside of a gap unless there is a large unforeseen risk in the market. We certainly have the Evergrande news that is starting to circulate more and more. That may be part of some of the fear-based selling that we saw yesterday. But I would say stronger shorts often live where inventory has been placed prior in the market. So if you're looking for a short in this market, obviously let it set up accordingly because you're still fighting a weekly uptrend, monthly consolidation, and ultimately just a short-term daily breach of the swing lows in the market. But additionally, maybe look to these higher volume nodes, see rejection against them, and that can be established against previous low-end points in the market. Something like this here may be where we see some response back from the short side and bears re-entering, ultimately to maybe oscillate this area a bit longer before deciding on a longer term direction. So let's move forward with that open mindset. Obviously, NASDAQ is going to be a bit of a clue. That 360 level and the low of yesterday holding, and obviously the response through the gap will set more of the tone of the SPY. Additionally, just watching some of our fear-based indicators, something like the dollar, which had 2 to 3 day rally in some of the stronger selling last week, actually pulled back yesterday. Similar to the VIX, we had some downside in volatility that has been rising short term, but we need to keep an eye on this as we've gotten a bit overextended in volatility overall. And additionally, that expected move on the SPX, if we ever return to that risk area, that is a moment in time where the market can once again reevaluate risk and start to hedge if we break lower. unfortunately, with higher volatility and expansion of range, the expected move changes over time. Um, I'm still going to keep the weekly expected move that was set in Friday session, basically over the weekend, but it can be worthwhile to check that once a day and just sort of mark each opening session and where the expected move has shifted. Essentially taking where we closed yesterday and then expanding it based on the range that has been set by those option series. So, uh, with that said, my name is Jared. This is Engineering the Markets. A lot to evaluate, lots of structure to sort of assess over time. And this is something a bit interesting, a bit different. First time we've actually had sort of a low side breach. We closed a bit strong in the afternoon, and we're certainly getting that correlated follow through. But now the question is, do the bears still want to step in and ultimately short this market again, leading us to breach the low of yesterday? So that said, we'll talk more tomorrow and trade safe.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing today, my friend?
Good morning, buddy. I'm doing well. How well? I'm all right. My kid's sick, but other than that, I'm good.
And sorry to hear about that, about
That's
the
all
big
right.
guy there, and hope he gets better soon.
Yeah, it
Um,
just means I can. If my risk manager's out, I could trade
you can
however I
go,
want,
you
right?
can go wild today.
Yeah.
All right, excellent, guys. Let's get to it. Let's talk about what we had yesterday. Jerry went through a lot of the stuff happening with the market, so we won't tap in too much into that already. Great information over from Jerry, so please smash that thumbs up over on YouTube. We appreciate that very, very much. I mean, the guy puts in, he does his homework. I'll tell you that much. Every time I listen in, he does his homework,
He
and
works hard, that's
and
for
um
sure.
and we appreciate that very, very much. It's just amazing insights. Of the overall market there. Let's take a look at Mara. We had Mara on deck on my watch list. And again, yesterday, as you know, if you waited a couple of minutes and you just went short the majority of stocks, you probably did very, very decent. Mara was not one of them. It kind of popped up in a different direction and then kind of went sideways here a little bit. AMC did sell off, guys, after trying to get above some of these levels. Look at the levels we had here. Look how great they traded yesterday. So you can see the resistance happening at 42, 43 area. Couldn't get above that. Slams back down to the next level. And then from there, it just sells off nicely. So AMC was a beautiful, beautiful short yesterday. Just traded very well. It just had to get past this area here. You might have got stopped out for the long here once you saw that it could not stay above the VWAP. Great opportunity for a short. POTR, same situation. Took a little bit longer to get going. This thing wanted to be strong, as you can see here. Wanted to get above that 28 level. Could not. Nice double top there. And then the beautiful drop below the VWAP. So again, just continuing to just leak off here. POTR was nice yesterday. LSIT, this thing was on fire, guys. This thing took off very early on. Very tough candle to interpret here. This one, the first 5 minutes. After that, it gets very clean. Although you see how clean this action is, man, I was watching this in the 1 minute. It was not an easy stock to get into. It was just too wild at times. But if you manage to get a good entry here, it would have turned out very, very well for you there. Apple is another one that, again, another sell-off here. Try to get going above this 144 level. Could not. Below the VWAP and then sells off for the rest of the day. And Tesla, very similar situation, right? So you had a lot of these just trying to get above this, couldn't, and then the sell-off. Tesla, on the other hand, was not the cleanest. Apple and some other ones traded a whole lot better than Tesla. You can see how choppy it was throughout the entire day. Just the volume and the flow was not really flowing through it as good as we would like. The low flow stocks were very crazy. ETSA yesterday was wild, guys. Towards the end of the day, I saw some of you guys taking these trades over here. I mean, this thing was just insane, going from 9 to 12. That was very active at the market open. Pre-market was good, but did not do much at the market open, kind of just selling off there. So that is what we had yesterday, guys. Let's talk about the SPY. Again, we won't get into too much details. Jared has done an amazing job with this already. But no, what's the latest and greatest as far as today and the rest of the week?
Yeah, like you said, I'm not going to dig into it too much because Jared's been doing a great job before we come on doing so. That having been said, we've got housing permits and, building permits and housing starts. Came out at 8:30. That's really the essential data for the day. We'll just see how this market reacts to what took place yesterday.
Yep, absolutely. It's going to be a fun day. I expect it to be very, very interesting. Let's take a look at what we have on our list this morning, guys. We'll highlight this and get rid of that. And let's look at our gappers list, gapping up today, a couple of tickers in here. Starting with this low flow VRDN this morning, they were up. They're up 20%, but it looks like they were up like 100 and something up here. So going from 1150 all the way up to 1926. So already looking quite dangerous here, very risky. Looking at their daily, obviously for a typical low flow stock, no volume whatsoever until you get these kind of spikes that you're seeing this morning. So could be interesting, guys. The risk on this one is extremely high, even for a low flow. If you look at some of these candles, guys, they're $1, $2 easily. Spread is 9 cents. It's not bad, but it's not great. You want to be very careful. And the order flow right now.
There's no order flow.
Yeah,
that's
there's
my
none.
biggest concern.
Yeah, there's none right now. So it's really not moving. I'll give you even a better picture. Here's the 1 minute, right? The order flow is just not there. If you guys remember some of the stuff we watched yesterday where we had 1.5 million shares traded, but it was constant order flow, right? Things was moving. This one stops, pauses. That's never good to try to, get good price action. It might change at the market open. We'll see. We'll add it here as a possible, but right now that order flow's got to get better for the type of float this is at 6.8 million. Here's GOGL, not a good one. We'll skip this one, guys. Just no activity, no volume, nothing happening there. TMC, this one it's up 6%. Oh, what? Oh yeah, the recent IPO. We saw this. I think it was 3 days ago or so, right in here.
Recently de-SPACed.
Yeah. And it didn't trade well, guys. I didn't like the way it traded. I'm not a fan of this one today. It doesn't look any good neither. So we'll just skip on this. Uber is nice today this morning, guys. Up. I was looking at this earlier. Up 6% right now. Great pre-market action. Norm, we both know this is not the best intraday trading stock, but today they're looking pretty good.
They've got nice volume. Yeah, they look pretty decent today. We'll have to see how it plays out when the market opens, because as you said, it's generally not a great intraday stock to look at, to consider trading, but they had a business update, increased their possibility of profitability of this quarter and next. So we'll see.
Okay,
Maybe it's
nice.
something.
Let's see where it goes. I like the daily for sure, guys. Breaking out just slightly above this area of resistance. That looks very interesting. And again, the volume is there. We'll see how this thing goes. I'm going to add Uber to our list. Heading on down, TMC we looked at already. Any was wild a few weeks back. I mean, this thing it is not a low flow stock, guys, but it trades like one. I remember that because I remember how wild it was. So right now, unless this thing looks really, really good in the pre-market action, great order flow, it's not one that I want to be taking any part of. It's just a very difficult stock to trade, very risky. So we'll skip on that one. Heading over down to QS this morning. Well, we got something going on here. 21 here taking off all the way up to 22. 10. So basically the dollar move in the last 5-minute candle there, up 6.1. Typically a very choppy type stock. But it looks like they got some movement. I'm going to put it on here as a possible. We'll see what that develops into.
They just had news drop about a partnership with auto manufacturers. So a new business agreement is popping them.
Yeah, you know that could be decent. Let's put it on here. Let's see where this takes them today. ACIU, this one up 4.3, horrible pre-market action. I mean, just no volume. Dailies, it's just nasty here. We'll move on to the next one, SDC. This is another one that doesn't trade very well. I'm not going to spend any time on this one either. It's just one of these weird stocks. You know, it gets a volume, it gets a movement, but the price action for me personally is just not great. So I'm going to move down to something else. BP's foreign stock. Typically, there's like 2 days out of the year.
Pick another one.
I'll pick another one that they trade well. And if you're trying to find 2 days out of the year where they trade well, the odds are not on your favor. So we'll skip that one. CLF. This one is up 2.5, guys. 171,000. Horrible pre-market activity. Had a nice drop yesterday. See, we got a lot of crap in here in this list. Notice that, right?
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because everything went down yesterday. So now you got a couple of stocks that are popping up, 2, 3, 6%. And they're already on your watch list for no good reason, like this one here. Right? There's no reason for
something
this.
with a catalyst that doesn't have a catalyst because of the deal you're in. I mean, Cliffs, this is another one. You can go down this list. You can look at TMC it's kind of a different one. It's in commodity space, but at the same time, it's been a meme stock. So I'll give it a little bit. But BP, CLF, and there were more on here earlier. X was on here. FCX was on here. So commodity stocks just rebounding on commodity prices and stuff, and it makes it a little bit difficult.
Yeah. So again, I don't see a whole lot that looks great here. We'll find something to trade. Don't get me wrong. But definitely we need to be patient today because a lot of on here is not really in play at the moment. AMC, let's see what's going on with this bad boy this morning. Yesterday, they actually were pretty decent here if you waited a little bit. Today, 836,000, up 2%. Pre-market actions active. We can watch AMC. The thing with AMC, you got to be patient, right? Those first 30, 45 minutes can be wild. Once it settles down, though, it can give you some good opportunities. Look at the daily here. A couple of times it has ran pretty well here towards the downside in the last. But you just got to wait. You got to be patient. If you jump in right away, we're trying to figure out what's going to do, you can get chopped up pretty bad. You give it 15 minutes, 20 minutes, even half hour. And once it starts trending nicely, you can actually get some pretty good moves on it. Norm, I'm going to stop here. Oh, let's see what's gapping down. VRCA, they a couple of low floats here. Actually, almost all of them, besides the last one. They're all very lowish float, 13, 8, and 29. It's a little bit higher, not too bad. And then 51. But this one here, actually, I remember this ticker because how wild it was, right? Going from 8 to 12. You treat it like a low float. So this is one of those stocks where, the 51 million, I'm not too sure on. VRCA, let's start there. Again, just guys, with these type of floats, we need good volume. 111,000 is just not going to cut it. It is not going to cut it. I don't care what it's doing. It needs more volume. EDSA had great volume yesterday, guys, 161 million. The second day is a little bit tougher to trade. So again, I'm not seeing anything good right now. It's just kind of going sideways, pushing volume around 1.5. Could turn into something if that volume picks a direction, but right now it's just kind of the second days are very tough, especially after such a big pop yesterday. CRVS, this one also 2 good days so far. Now we're going on the third day of this lower flow stock, not really low, it's 30 million. Pre-market action, not looking all that good right now. Maybe a possible. How did it do yesterday? I did not see this at all. Yeah, it just had was a breakout here around 130 or so, out of nowhere. It just looks messy for me. We'll throw it on here. Might not stay there though. CRVS. 2 good days back to back. We'll see where it goes. APHA also, again, just no volume, guys. Stock like this. And this one, look at the daily. Want to treat this like a low flow. It's just not good right now. All right. Norm, anything you like on your end that we have not touched on?
Low float HLBZ
HLBZ. Let's take a look
on
here.
fire this morning.
Wow.
They just a
Look
few
at
minutes ago they
this.
announced a partnership with Amazon, or a rumor of a partnership with Amazon, and up big on that. So
They went from, this candle goes from 13 something to 33.75. Just wild. What's the float on this?
3 million, I believe.
3 million. HEBZ. Yep. Oh, no, that's the average true rate, $3.68. Not today, that's for sure. But yeah, low flow stock, guys, definitely in play. This is looking good right now with a catalyst, which is nice. 2.1 million shares traded, up 121%. Careful, guys. Careful. Again, just be very cautious if you're going to be trading this one, especially in the pre-market, where there are no halts. It can keep going nonstop in any direction. So very careful.
I've been watching this for the last couple of minutes while we've been discussing, and this has just kind of bounced back and forth between about 36 and 31 in this consolidation period, right above and at the 9 on the 1 minute and VWAP. So we'll see how it does.
Yeah. Definitely in play, guys. Amazing volume, good news on this one, and they're definitely showing that this morning. All right, let's take it to the room, guys. Let's look at Apple. I know Apple is going to be probably a good one today to keep an eye on, depending how the market is going to do. So I'm going to add Apple on here. Let's take over our chat here. Let's see what we have. Hamish giving us American Airlines. We'll start with you there. American Airlines this morning. You're getting a little bit of a pop. Had a decent day yesterday. Man, this daily on American Airlines is just brutal, guys. Really bad. But I see the possible breakout here above 2040. So that could be interesting. Pre-market action right now, not looking great. It's going to depend on the market and what kind of news breaks out. So we'll put it as a possible. I don't think they're really in play, though. They probably shouldn't be there. American Airlines.
Yeah.
That one's going to depend on what happens at the market. We'll see. Apple is good. We have that on deck. Yeah, great volume, guys. 1 million shares traded. That's going to be a good one to watch because, again, these good companies that sell down like this, and Jared talked about this, investors might find a good deal at 142 for Apple going back up to the highs, right? It's going to happen eventually. It's just a matter of when. So we'll see. We'll see. ANZ, not looking too good right now. Very light on volume. This one could be a hit or miss. Very difficult to trade. Brian likes this one. He was calling it out yesterday. I think the day before as well. Or no, might have been yesterday. And look at the move that it did. But overall, it's one of these stocks that is very difficult to trade. LSID has been pretty active the last couple of weeks, including the last 2 days. This morning, they're up 2.1. They got the volume, and they managed to just rip higher. I mean, this was yesterday's action, guys. So, yeah, LSID could be interesting. Careful on that one, guys. I don't know if it's a low flow stock, but it kind of traced like one at the market open. Guys, please don't spam the chat with a bunch of tickers. I won't look at them. Throw a few, but don't spam the chat. Appreciate it over on YouTube. LSID, yeah, it's a 528 million shares flow. We'll throw it on here, guys. Daily looks interesting on LSID this morning. HLBZ we have that is looking amazing.
That's another thing. Look at what we have on the list that's on the screen, because Uber's on there, it's being called out. LSID's on there, we have it on there. So
yes.
So if they're on there already, we're gonna look at them in more detail in a minute.
Yep, absolutely. There's our main list on what we like right now. This is going to be our secondary list of stuff that could be some good possibles. And this is just the overall risky type stocks you want to be very careful with. We'll fine tune that. We're not going to watch that many, but just give you an idea. You don't have, and also remind you don't have to watch these many stocks. We put these on here just to bring them up to you as a way to scan for things, but you don't have to watch exactly all these tickers, that's for sure. CSCO, great volume, but a couple of block trades must be, because I do not see this pre-market action doing anything exciting. 1.6 million. Very difficult stock to trade, usually unless there's a news or you're getting some kind of action like this. It's one of those stocks that I usually stay away from. Guilt.
I'll be back.
Yep, go for it, man. Guild. Oh, look at the choppiness on the guild here on the daily. Michael. Yeah, I'm not sure if you have any news or anything coming up on this, but if you do, maybe it can be a good one. But outside of that, all the signals are not giving us great information. Also, a couple of block trades, right? 934,000, but you're not seeing no action out of that 934. Also, we have on deck, guys, so that's good. PFE, very difficult stock to intraday trade. Let's see how they did yesterday. I mean, yesterday they had a nice little pop here. Beautiful little pop there yesterday. So that turned out pretty good. But again, very, very tough stock. So I don't like a PFE. I don't like the way it trades. I'm going to skip on that one. You know what? We have QS here. Yeah, we have QS. QS is taking off some more. So yeah, QS is very, very active this morning, breaking out here out of the daily with some decent volume. So that's looking good. I thought you guys were saying LK, but you're not. You're somebody's name is LK. Okay. I'm like, we're not looking at that. All right. PLTR. Pure chop right now, just some sideways action. Yesterday was good. Yesterday, nice sell-off. But sideways action right now on PLTR. If that decides to go one way or the other, could be interesting. Let's take a look at Neo. I don't think Neo's really in play, guys. I think it's pretty quiet at the moment. Yeah, Sim, that's what I thought. I thought somebody said Luckin. It's not Lucky. Luckin Coffee, I think it was.
Yeah, Luckin.
Yeah, something like that. And it was just the biggest trash fraud stock you can possibly trade. All right, guys, let's take a look here. I am going to look at YouTube. American Airlines we have as a possible. Snap. Jetty's giving us Snap. What's going on with Snap? No volume. Snap needs a lot of volume to get going. I don't see no volume on him. Look at their data. They haven't done anything since this gap up. Just sideways. I mean, not able to break up or down. So very interesting there. It'll eventually happen up or down. We just got to wait for the day to do that because right now that volume is not going to cut it. mRNA, they have anything going on? Any news? They seem to do well when they have some kind of catalyst. Outside of that, it's just not a great ticker. PLTR, we do have on deck Disney. Disney is another one that needs some kind of catalyst to get it moving. No, not really in play. Uber is in play, guys. We definitely have Uber in play here, looking to break out of this pre-market high. So that's looking good this morning. Great volume, up 6%. DKNG, here we go. Volume is very light on DKNG. I don't think they're in play. So I'm going to move on from this one. And NVC, this one has 12 million shares sitting on the American Stock Exchange. I always look at that. These stocks, they tend to be a little bit funky. This one has a decent pre-market action. Even the candles, the way they form in the pre-market, they look different. Right? I don't know if you can notice that here, how different they look on the 5 minute. I can only imagine. Let's take a look at the 1 minute just for
low flow too. Just keep an eye on that.
There's a low flow too.
Yeah.
I'm again, American Stock Exchange. I'm not a fan of, guys. I'm not gonna add this to my list. We'll leave this off. All right, guys, we'll stop here. Again, I don't think the airlines are in play. UAL. I see you guys throwing that one out. Yeah, I don't think that's in play. AMD, one of our favorites here. Again, I'd rather watch Apple right now. I think Apple has more volume, better pre-market action than AMD at the moment, depending how the market and the Qs are going to trade today. JP Morgan, again, just everything, guys, dropping down a little bit and just coming back up and creating some noise, but not JP Morgan. This has no volume whatsoever. So no good there. Okay, cool. Let's stop here. We'll go over to our community announcements, guys. We'll come back in and fine tune this list. Again, it's not going to be a easy day. It's going to be probably another slightly difficult day to trade. Let's see how it turns out.
So tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, special treat. We've got Andrew doing a webinar on Brian's 920 trade. So take a look at that. That'll be this evening. Tomorrow night, double dose of Andrew. This week, you've got him doing the town hall with Dr. Katz. Andrew's going to kind of go back and discuss his history and such. So that'll be interesting. 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Then next week, you've got Mike doing mindfulness during trading. That's his module 4, 8 p.m. next Wednesday. All right, all the super chat and on our webpage donations going to cure childhood cancer this month. Thank you very much, everybody. All right, if you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade of the day, post it on Twitter, tag at Bearable Traders. Well, add commentary you can to describe the trade, then post it on Twitter, tag at Bearable Traders at MikeB_BBT and at NormBBT. Also use the hashtags BBT family. Day trading and stock market. We'll pick a winner each day and announce it on Twitter and in the room. All those trades of the day are eligible for trade of the week, which will be voted on by the team over the weekend and announced on Monday. If you're watching on YouTube and haven't been in the room, you'd like to give it a shot, go to bearbulltraders.com, scroll down the home page, you'll find that test drive button about halfway down. You can click on that. When you check out, use the promo code PREMARKET24. It'll get you a discount off the intro membership, which will only bill you that one time. After 7 calendar days and 5 trading days, it cancels itself and it will not bill you again. You have to go choose another membership category to continue on.
All right, thank you very much, Norm. All right, guys, let's jump in here. Right now we have Uber here, which is looking pretty good, very active. We have QS, which continues to rip higher here, high of 23.74. AMC's okay. We've seen better pre-market action, but we know how well this can get going after the bell. We also have here Apple right now giving us a little bit of a pop, with some good volume, 1.1 million. We've seen better pre-market activity in itself as far as movement, but still a good one to watch. LSIT dropping down here a little bit from the highs of the pre-market. We do have shares for sure on this one, which is nice. 1 million shares traded, and this thing had an amazing day yesterday. Possibles right now only American Airlines and PLTR at the moment. Again, I don't think they're really in play. We'll see how they end up in a couple of minutes. We do have a couple of low floats. HLBZ here continuing to just looks like it wants to go up to the high of the pre-market up here at 36.36. And again, guys, it is on fire. They got some good catalyst, positive catalyst this morning. 3.1 million shares traded, up 130%. Very careful on that one. And then we got some other ones here that are not looking so good. We might get rid of some of these as we go through this. So let's set some levels, guys. Uber this morning, high of the pre-market all the way up here over at 42.48. So we'll slam a level there. Andre, thank you so much for the super chat donation, man. Appreciate that very much. Right on there, with the $5. Is that a euro? Or not $5, but the €5 there. Appreciate you very much. Being matched dollar for dollar by Andrew for the charity of the month. So thank you, man. Telling everybody to trade safe, people. I agree 100%. 42.48, so high of the pre-market there. I do like this level here. I'm going to mark this one down because this stock is struggling right at 42.20. Right, it's not the high of the pre-market, but you can see here the struggle that it's having here, especially in the last couple of minutes. What is it? Last 20 minutes, trying to get above that, hasn't been able to. So I think this level is going to be more significant at the moment, at least right now, than this one is. Right, when we get past through this one, maybe. But right now, you can see this level playing a very important part on Uber at the moment. Towards the bottom, guys, we have we're breaking out from the highs here, from the previous highs on this daily, which is nice. This daily chart very, very choppy. We do have our highs and lows all the way down here. But in between here, trying to find some levels where we can get a couple of hits on here, maybe right around here, 41.16. There seems to be some type of action there. You got a couple of days opening, closing right around that area, so that looks good. In the pre-market, you can see we used it as support already, so that could be interesting. Up here, we might have another one, 41.78. A couple of days, just slamming into that, not being able to get above that. So that's good. Great area of resistance here in these couple of 3 trading days right on there. So that's interesting. In our pre-market, that is also acting pretty nice here. You can see area of resistance happening here. Then later becomes support right on here. So that's good, as you can see there in the pre-market, 41.78. So I think we're pretty much set here towards the bottom. Let's look towards the north side here, above 42.48. Clearly, this was a good level there. You got a very clean one. You can see that very clearly there. Changing direction is always nice. Area of resistance there. Towards the bottom, I'm looking where we have a lot of touches, a lot of stuff opening and closing. 43.53. It's probably a good one. We've got some level of support happening here, more support happening there. A little bit of resistance in a couple of days, not much. But for the most part, I think that 43.53 has a lot of touches on there if we were to break out of this 42.48 that we have here on deck. Obviously, look out for 43. The whole dollar numbers are going to be important as well. So look out for that if we were to break out towards the top there. So that is Uber right now, guys. Let's see if we can get above this 42.28. Struggling to get above that. Let's see if we can do that in the next couple of minutes. QS, guys, continuing to pop here. Broke out nicely from this range in the daily that's just kind of stuck in, right? Just bouncing back and forth and now breaking out nicely. As far as levels towards the top, let's do the pre-market high right now at 23.85. That might not stay there for long, but we'll mark it down, 23.85. Above that, a great area of resistance right on here, slightly above this level, around 24.50ish, 24.42. You can see how much resistance you have there at this target. I mean, we tried a couple of times here, and then here, 3 days. We could not get above that. So that can be an area where we can find some resistance this morning if we were to head north there. Slightly above that, if we were to break out of that 24.42 area, 25.28, another area of resistance there as well. So we've got some good potentials there. Now towards the bottom, guys, we're pretty far out from our highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. We need something in between. Here's a nice big gap we got going on here. Let's take a look where we can find some levels here. Clearly this one is a good one, 22.78. Nice change in direction happening there. This day try to get above that, slams right back down below that. So that's a good indication of that level as well. In here you got tons of touches. Not the best daily. This daily's a little wacky. But you can see in here, you got a couple of days opening and closing right around that 22.78. So kind of give you a little bit more support around, especially over here, guys. Look at the area of support you're getting there as well. Again, not the best daily, but there are some levels here we can use this morning to guide ourselves. All right, so that's pretty good there. AMC, guys, picking up some volume, 922,000 at the moment. Right now, they are sitting at 40, 80 is a level that seems to be active in this pre-market right now. Towards the top, guys, the high of the pre-market, we're going to mark down 41.66, so that is good. And towards the top, you're pretty much covered, guys, right? Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days are taking care of you there. Let's look towards the bottom, below the price action, previous day close, low from yesterday, right on there. And then if we were to lose that, let's take a look here. This one seems interesting, 36.49, a nice area of support. And then great resistance right on there, guys. Couple of days cannot just get above this area. You can see it being pushed down there to finally we had a beautiful breakout all the way up to 48.75. So 36.49, you want to mark that down. And I think that's pretty much it for AMC this morning. Let me turn this off here. Apple 1.2 million. It is slightly up right now, almost half a percent. Let's get rid of some of these levels. Let's get some fresh levels in here. Here we go. Highs and lows of the last 2 trading days, doing a pretty good job. I don't think you need to add anything to Apple besides this low of the pre-market here at 143.29, almost 30 right there. So we'll add that level there. And outside of that, if you look at your last 2 trading days, they're doing an amazing job as far as levels. I don't think you need to add anything, guys. You're pretty much set here. Previous day close, showing a nice area of support that we had here in the past, going back into the month of July, right? Using great support off that level. I think you're good. I think you're good in Apple. Great volume right now. LCID, very active yesterday, took off nicely. I mean, it was a very strong stock. It had gapped down. Managed to basically cover the entire previous day here, and a nice strong move towards the top here. Right now they're up 1.6, great volume. Let's see where this thing wants to go. The recovery on this has been wild, guys. This thing was down to 16 after a huge gap down, managed to get above to the 20 area, consolidated, and now we're heading up to 25. So this thing has had a very nice run. Definitely could be a little bit extended on the daily, but we'll see. If it's a strong stock, it can definitely break through that. 24.91 high of the pre-market towards the bottom, guys. Plenty of levels. I'm not going to add anything here. I'm not going to saturate this chart. You got everything down here. Previous day close, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. You're pretty much set on the south side. Now look at the north end here. Let's take a look above this pre-market high, which actually is a great level of support and resistance. I'll show you that here in a better chart that you can see how many days are slamming into that opening and closing right around that area. Change in direction happening at that 24.91, 25-ish area. Towards the top here, we do have a couple of touches around 25.68. You can see that happening right on there. Area support, resistance. Right up here, another good one, guys. Changing direction right over here, 27.78. That's a big stretch. Again, unless you have a day like you did yesterday, I don't think you're going to get there. But the way this thing is moving, anything is possible. So 27.78, another big push up there, just in case we do get going. Secondary list, we have Apple. I'm sorry, American Airlines here, guys. Again, I'm still not doing a whole lot. PLTR has got some volume, finally breaking out of this nasty range that it was stuck in. So we're seeing better candles now. So that's good. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 5 for today. All great volume in the millions. All green right now, some slightly. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. Okay, we're done very early today, 9:03 a.m. Eastern time. So our moderators are not ready with their list yet, but we are done with ours at the moment. Anything popping up or down, guys, that we should look at? We got a lot of time to kind of go over any stocks that we might have missed, or something that's getting better this morning. Anything that's looking a little bit nicer? ATER. This was active a couple of days ago. Volume is okay. What's the flow? I think I know. I'm not sure if they're a low flow stock, but they trade like one. Yeah, 23 million. You want to be careful with this. I remember the action here was just mad here, so cautious with that. Again, the volume is a little bit on the lighter side for this type of stock. 383,000. It's just you need a little more than that. You need a little bit more than that to get this one going. So I'm not gonna add that one to our list. Yeah, the VIX is definitely in play, obviously, with the market doing what it's doing. What is the market? Is the market dropping? Market is no, it's not dropping. It's just hanging out right here right now. I mean, it lost the highs of the pre-market, of course, but it's just hanging out at the moment, so not doing a whole lot. EDSA was insane yesterday. We do have that one here for a possible. Here's our low flow stocks, right? We have HLBZ with some good news. This thing went from 13, as I mentioned earlier, all the way up to 36, 36 there. So a great pop. Be very careful. They got some wild moves here this morning, and the spread is it's okay. 5 cents there, 6 cents. Yeah, it's okay. Not bad. CRVS, I mean, this is not looking good. I'm going to get rid of this one for a lower flow stock. That's not looking great right now. EDSA, I mean, it could be a possible maybe later. Right now, it's not looking good. VRDN, again, this one can get going. It's a low flow stock. Very careful. The highest on this one was 1950, guys. This thing is up 20% now after dropping probably more half of the move that it did this morning. If it can find a nice little basic, which I think is trying to, it can become a good one to get going here back up towards those highs, or at least some of these midpoints that it did on the way down, some of the squeezes that it had there. All right, so that's our low flow stuff. NVIDIA. Let's take a look. Joe is giving us NVIDIA this morning. NVIDIA right now. It's similar to Apple, right? I like Apple a lot better this morning, but again, you got the huge drop yesterday, popping up a little bit now, 1%. If you like to trade this one, if you have the space, yeah, definitely watch it. I'll put it as a possible for now, but I'm gonna stick with Apple as my kind of tech company to go with today. APRE, that's 2 million shares right now. Had a rough day yesterday, gapped up again this morning, and it's looking to set up another rough day so far. So down quite a bit from the highs here. Not a fan of this stock, man. I just, the price action looks a little bit funky here. Looks like after hours something happened yesterday. Getting it going here pretty nice. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I'll keep it off my list for today. JD, what's happening with JD? JD, light action, not volume. Volume is 960, but that was a block trade. Yeah, so still light volume. It's just one big block trade here. 858,000 shares dropped there. So the volume is very light on this at the moment. So, all right, excellent. All right, let's take a look at our moderators list. I see a couple of trickling in here. That is good. Let me resize this. Move this there. Move that here. And we should be good to go. As I'm doing this, guys, please hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. Highly appreciate it. Our goal every day is usually between 300 400 likes. So if you can help us get there, it is much appreciated. Thank you for that support to the channel. Coming in here, Thor with his list: Apple, SPY, UVXY, Uber, secondary list QS, and Cisco this morning. Dima, she is looking at Apple, AMD, QS, and X. John is looking at Apple, Tesla, and Facebook. Tiffany looking at QS, Uber, secondary list LCIT and Tesla this morning. So I saw someone mention X earlier. Let's take a look at X. X today. So X popping up a little bit, 1.8 right now. Not great volume at the moment, but they got slightly pop up this morning there. So, all right, cool, guys. I think we're pretty much set. Again, guys, a lot of stocks are gapping up, as you can see here. And, some of these a lot of these do not look great. So you have to be patient today. I mean, you have to be patient every day, but when you have limited stocks that look great, you got to be even more patient than you usually are, right? You got to be less trigger happy this morning. Wait for things to settle down. For example, AMC is a great example of that. If you look at AMC, if you wait just a couple of minutes, it can trade very, very well. And it did that yesterday, right? Just wait to get, past this crap here, right? This choppiness. And then from there, it takes on a real nice trending day here. So it did very well. This is an hour, right? So wait an hour, wait 45 minutes, wait 30 minutes on days like this where things can be choppy as people try to figure out, hey, are we going up? Are we going down? What is the market going to do? Let the, what Brian calls them, the nervous Nellies, kind of get out the way here, then see what happens after that, right? Especially on a day like this one. All right, guys, we're all set here. Here's Eamon with his list. He's looking at BNGO, Tilray as possible longs, potential shorts, LCIT, Uber, and PFE this morning. So that is his list there as Eamon is putting his stuff together. So Uber continues to trade well here, guys. Good volume, 3 million now on Uber. So we had a lot of action going on this morning on it. So we'll see what Uber does today. It's typically not a great trading stock, but this morning it definitely got it going on. QS hitting 23.83, selling down a little bit here. AMC not doing a whole lot right now, but we know how great that can be. Apple selling down a little bit this morning, and LCIT doing the same thing. So that is our list for today so far. All right, excellent, guys. I think we're all set. Brian and Andrew should be coming on shortly to trade live. Do not forget, guys, tonight we have a webinar with Andrew. He's going to be talking about Brian's famous 920 trade. A lot of you guys over on YouTube especially ask what is that trade, and if you're new in the chat room and you haven't heard about this trade or on how it's actually done, well, tonight Andrew's going to go into details on what they're looking for, what is the 920 trade, and how it is traded. It is a trade that I see Brian take quite often and be very successful at. Did he take one yesterday, the day before, or Friday? I forgot, but he's very successful at this trade. So at this strategy. So definitely looking forward to that 920 trade movement there. So that's going to be good. Uber. Uber's in play, guys. Definitely in play. I know Eamon's looking to take it short here. He doesn't mean right now though. So I think he means after he gets his setup and confirmations. All right, I see Andrew is on. Good morning, Andrew. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I am doing well. How are you?
Good, man. Glad to hear that. I'm doing very, very well. Hope you enjoy your birthday day yesterday. Hope you have fun.
I did. Yeah, I did. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes and messages. Sorry, I couldn't get to everyone in YouTube and not YouTube, in Twitter or Facebook and stuff. So if I couldn't say thank you, I'm not rude. I just I do apologize for that. And to be honest with you, I was so exhausted last night at 7 p.m. my time. I went to bed and I just woke up 10 minutes ago. So I had a really nice birthday sleep.
Nice. Good sleep is always great, man, especially for you guys in the West Coast, waking up so early.
You have no idea how
I do. Yeah. I stayed over there with you a while back, and I know how early you wake up. And oh man, oof.
Yeah. Let me tell you something about the sleep. That a lot of people want to sleep less. Oh, I don't need only 5 hours and I go fast, do more. Can I have more time than you? But actually, there are more research has been done that who says that we need 8 hours? You need actually 10 hours of sleep. And the performance is coming down significantly when you're sleep deprived. Like the people who are running 10 kilometers and they reach to a fatigue in muscles in 10 kilometers. If you have only 1 hour less sleep, you reach to 7 kilometer the same fatigue. So 30% drop in your performance,
Wow.
just the physical performance. So now more and more the performance coaches are actually forcing their athletes to sleep more rather than to give them more activity. So the sleep is so important, and these days the research has shown that. Anyways, back to character.
All right, excellent, guys. Good morning, Brian. Take care. Trade safe, guys. Over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Remember, we like to be within 300, 400 likes. Appreciate it very, very much. I'll leave you guys with Brian and Andrew. Take care, everyone.
Hey, good
Thank
morning.
you so much. Good morning,
Good morning.
YouTube.
Good morning, everybody.
So I got a bounce of TQQ last night. That was a really nice bounce. Q's sold off really bad, but I got a really bounce around this level. I got that bounce in the afternoon. That was pretty fun. Selling off now, see what it does. But potential, I'm ready to buy some TQQ. What about you, Brian? How's your life going?
Good. I picked up a few stocks yesterday, ZIM, and added to some SAVA. So, it's selling some of the ZIM this morning here. I knew they call this Turnaround Tuesday. So I was expecting a bit of a bounce here today. I was mentioning that in the closing session we had yesterday. And it certainly looked that way by the way, the market finished out the day. We had a nice little rally in the last 30 minutes.
So I think I'm gonna watch Apple and AMC today. AMC got also really nice run yesterday. Apple and AMC just for fun. Uber, definitely Uber for the breakout toward 42, 43. LCI is good. QS, did we trade in the past this one? This one trades a little jerky, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's pretty heavily.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty heavily shorted. It had a short seller report. I think that was questioning their tech. No, this isn't. No, I'm thinking of something else. QS. Wait a sec. Yeah, this is the one that's it's got a 20% short interest. There was some short sellers report that came out that kind of trashed them. Look at Uber. Uber was strong, and Lyft were both strong yesterday. Now Uber's really up a lot today. There must be some news on it. Okay. Not necessarily, Hugo. It's it can create short squeezes, which, drive the stock higher. It can also make it a little more jerky, the way it trades. HLBZ is still going here. Jesus. It's killing me.
I see that Brian has some serious FOMO going on.
Yeah. HLBZ is rocking it, but it's kind of getting extended from the moving averages here. Jesus. Good question. Sometimes stocks just trade like that. They just have an ugly spread, especially in the pre-market.
AMC. What's LCID doing? Lucid. I lost the VWAP. That's not good.
No.
AMC is garbage.
Strong yesterday. I'm going to watch BR. Seems like BROS is maybe in play too. The Dutch Brothers coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Neo is that much in play. I mean, the daily chart looks nice, and Neo has been. I don't know how was the volume yesterday on it. I don't know. It's been a while that I haven't traded Neo. It did break out of that daily level, so that would have been interesting to trade yesterday. I don't think I like Neo that much today. HLBZ is very interesting. Um, HLBZ is very, very interesting. So yeah, so my watch list would be Apple and AMC as usual suspects. Uber, which is obviously in play. QS, HLBZ, and Neo. I'm not sure about Neo, to be honest with you. In terms of back holding, TNAs, I'm holding TNA, TQQ. I had a lot of TQQ yesterday and I sold it on the bounce just before the close. I wish I had some today because it did pop up. HLBZ, yeah, definitely HLBZ might sell off. Oh. The VWAP is at 33, so be really careful on HLBZ. The float, how much is the float? There is no float here in my the trade ideas. RWLK, garbage. BKYA, BioKey, garbage. FAMI is garbage. It's 3 million shares, huh? Yeah, that's definitely, we got to be careful on HLBZ. Although the price is on the $36 range, but this could be very, very, very dangerous to trade. So I might stay away from it. QS, the float on QS is significantly higher. Obviously, as you see the daily chart, it doesn't move as bad, but we'll see. But I remember that this one was trading a little bit jerky back when we were trading it. Shit, it's $120. Yeah, Apple is gapping up a little bit like the market. AMC is below the VWAP. These ones, let's see what it does. They do. If they come above the VWAP, I might just take them for open range breakup. Same as Apple.
Okay, I'm expecting a pullback at the open. So, because there's a lot of people yesterday that was looking at the market action and probably are going to be sellers at the open. They'll be seeing this gap up and thinking this is a great time to get out of my position. So I'm thinking we're going to get some initial selling at the open. But we could squeeze higher after that sort of wave of selling. So I'd be watching for that.
10 minutes to go open.
That's a good question. I don't know why HLBZ is not on the scanners. It's certainly got
Because
the
it doesn't have the
volume.
float. Because trade idea doesn't have the float on it.
Oh, that's probably what it is. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't even have a float listed. Mm-hmm. Just because of the price action yesterday, we finished down quite a bit. This has probably shaken the confidence of a lot of people. Let's just call them weak hands. So there will be likely a lot of these people that just got nervous about the price action yesterday that haven't already gotten out of the market are just going to be looking at this gap up as an opportunity to get out. So that's why I'm thinking there'll be some initial selling pressure. HLBZ has a crazy daily chart. It says the shares outstanding on FinViz, the float is 3 million shares. And let's see, what have we got here? We've got, they've announced a partnership with Amazon.
Okay, so this is gonna be the game plan for today. We're gonna buy low, sell high.
Great
That is
idea.
the game plan for Uber. Oh, AMC is popping up above the VWAP. Perfect. You don't buy high, sell low. That's
Excellent.
probably going to happen on HLBZ. I think most of the people buy high and then they sell low. They don't know why. These low float stocks are like that.
Lucid's popping here. So is Billy. Billy.
AMC.
Billy.
Yes, Matt. You were doing it the other way around. You should-
Yeah, I see that. I see Lucid.
Well, that's good. Now Lucid that popped up above the VWAP, that's potential opening range breakup. You know, but I hate it when the stocks are below the VWAP. You can't do anything with them. But now Lucid, they have a level at 25.18. That's good. So Lucid now is coming into my watch list as well. So that was a little bit of joke.
Come to the dark side of Lucid.
Lucid. So just a little bit of humor before the market open because we're gonna get crucified.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
No, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Today is one of those days that yesterday I went to bed at 7 p.m. and I woke up just like 10 hours, 11 hours solid sleep, and I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Apple, Uber.
Yeah, Uber's looking interesting.
No, Gonzalo, I usually don't take any sleep pill for sleep because the pills are usually, you don't go into the full REM or sleep in there.
Disturbs your sleep pattern.
Yeah, exactly. Seduction is not a sleep; it's different.
The office has some beanbag chairs, so you can, like modern day beanbag chairs, so you can put them together.
Yeah, I've done that.
Sleep on it.
Yeah, I've done that actually many times. No, I mean, Scotch, the alcohol is one of those things that when you drink alcohol, you feel sleepy, but it interrupts your sleep pattern. So because it dehydrates and the body starts, getting rid of the alcohol, you don't go into the REM. And, it's one of those things that people, I got to drink this whiskey so I can sleep better. No, you fall asleep faster, but it completely interrupts, your sleep patterns. Body has to go through, all of the, growth hormones and regenerations and stuff's happening during the sleep. We don't have a aging gene, so we can live for 500 years like a turtle in the. It's just you have to let the body to fix all the issues during the sleep. Otherwise, we can live 500 years. Last week Discovery Channel, this week Health Channel. Okay, so
Yeah.
1 minute to the open. Yeah.
Back to the Discovery Channel. Yeah. I don't know if I want to live that long. Okay, guys, let's get ready to rumble, as they say.
Where is QS? I think QS is interesting for opening range breakup as well.
Uber's looking strong. What was the news on Uber? Guidance.
Profitable. They want to become profitable.
Oh, what a concept.
What? The public companies are giving profit?
Yeah.
Since when?
Yeah. Lucid's looking interesting. NVIDIA's looking interesting too. You're right. Put that stock up. All the semis are up today. NVIDIA's popping up a bit here.
All right, 30 seconds to open. By the way, guys, you should be able to see my screen. I'm sharing my screen.
AMC is dropping below the VWAP again.
Chatroom, guys, remember that what you're seeing is about 10-15 seconds delayed. So what you hear and what you see is a little bit delayed. Be mindful of that. All right, so the market is open. Let's see where the volume is. Lucid has some volume. That's interesting. QS, no volume yet. Apple, too early to say. Oh, we have shares for short on Lucid. Interesting. Oh no, that's the other one that was low float was HLBZ. Oh, that one is popping up.
Yeah, I just bought some HLBZ. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
36. Oh, here we go. It's just selling some here at 38.
Nothing for me.
Oops, getting back to my break even.
No trade for me on that. AMD sold off. Qs are
Getting out of. I'm selling more here because it's kind of making me nervous. Oh, here we go. So yeah, it's trading. It's
Apple, Uber was a really nice opening range breakup. I missed that. How did I miss Uber? What's QS doing? QS no volume, huh? Apple turned out to be weak. AMD turned out to be weak. See what Qs are doing. Q.
Getting out of the rest of this HLBZ, I don't like the way it's trading. Ooh, there's a drop.
I'm buying some TQQ just for fun to hold. AMC popped up, eh? No, Uber turned out to be a really nice opening range breakup. Uber is probably going to go to 43.
Yeah, I'm just long some Uber as well for the move to 43.
I missed all the opening range breakouts, so let's see.
Here we go. We're going to get to 43 here.
Yeah, Uber was a perfect entry in this pullback. I should have got in there.
Yeah, I was a little late on this trade, but let's see if we get to 43 here.
Yeah, Uber was nice. Especially in this pullback was a perfect entry for it, but I kind of didn't do anything. Lucid is popping up.
Here we go. Yes. Sold. Sold through 43.
It's Apple up to Apple and AMD. Qs are weak a little bit.
Lucid's breaking out here too.
Yeah, I saw that. AMD went red. Apple probably is going to go red.
Just sold some. Had some in my swing account, Lucid, and some sold some.
Yeah, Lucid was nice. No trade for me. I just got the deer in the headlight. Qs are weak, definitely. Weaker than other. QS. Somebody dumped QS.
Oh,
What's that?
BROS. Wow, look at Brothers getting sold off here.
Apple turned out to be weak, huh?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Apple's really been struggling here. Just
No
with
trade for me. ATER hit the scanner. Let's see what I went up
yeah,
to.
I was just
Oh,
noticing
ATER is
that one.
interesting.
Yeah, it's popping.
ATER is going to go through 14 probably today. Let's see if we can get a good entry on it. Lucid was very nice. I got a serious FOMO on Lucid right now.
Yeah, Lucid's really doing nicely here.
TQQ is popping up. Let's see. I have a little bit of TQQ. AMC is doing nothing.
Yeah, just keep an eye on the SPY here. It might that might have been the pullback right here at the open. We'll
Qs are
see
running
if
up.
if we start to pick up here.
Oh yeah, I'm selling some TQQ. Yeah, I don't think I filled. I'm sell some TQQ here. Come on, TQQ. You can go to above 135. Apple is ripping. Lucid did a pullback. Back to the VWAP. AMC is weak. Oh, AMC is gonna go red. Uber is coming up. I don't know. I haven't really seen anything that I want to trade as a day trade. Let's see. Apple really coming back up. Interesting. Apple is getting the VWAP. Buying brigades. QS turned out to be garbage.
Yeah, just yeah, it's crappy.
AAL, American Airlines breaking out. Let's see what Simon is doing. Airlines are strong, really nice. I don't know why. AMD's probably not up to.
Because the U.S. is starting to open up international
To the
travel.
Europe, yeah. Yeah, to the Europe, yeah. I saw the news. So I have nothing yet. There was a couple of good moves on a Lucid that I missed. HLBZ, it's going to be a disaster. Something is telling me HLBZ is going to drop really bad. It's going to be a disaster.
Yeah, it's really just not. It's really not. It's really a dog's breakfast. Pull back on
AMD
Lucid
is
was
ripping.
nice.
AMD is strong. AMD is ripping. So no trade
And
for me yet.
NVIDIA is probably putting in a bottom here. $212. SPY is trying to pick it up here.
Yeah, Qs are trying to. Good for you trying. Good for you trying, Q.
Good for you to
A
try.
for effort. They're trying to go up. They can. They can. I think they can. Yeah. Come on. I sold all of my QQQ. I made $400.
Nice.
I made 415, Casper. $5 more. No, there's no way I put handcuffs for $400. There's no way. I should have. I'm gonna find something. There is gonna something. Lucid is popping up.
Yeah, there goes HLBZ. Just and the ATR is going.
Yeah, this one is also going. Yeah, this is a stock and play ATR. Let's find a good trade on ATR. Apple is gonna probably. HLBZ is gonna be a disaster. Tesla, what's Tesla doing? Okay, so officially QS is garbage. I'm gonna go to Tesla.
ATR just yesterday's high right now.
Apple might be a good buy. ATR is popping up nicely. Yeah, ATR is really nice. It's been a while that we haven't traded that. It's a little bit extended for me, but it might go continue going higher.
Well, it's gonna pull back here because this is yesterday's high. Typically an area where we get some pullback. AAL might be a buy here at the VWAP.
AMC still is weak. IWM dropped. What's IWM doing on a daily chart? Not great, huh? I'll just buy some here then, just for fun. Yeah, HLBZ, I think it's kind of done.
Yeah. I just bought some AAL just at 60 or 2058
American
for
Airlines.
the bounce off this VWAP.
Uber is horrible. It's just dog's breakfast.
Yeah, it's
Lucid
just
is
chopping.
interesting. Lucid turned out to be a very, very, very interesting trade.
Yeah.
AMC is struggling down there. No day trade for me, to be honest with you, except that TQQ trade that I was trying to hold it for longer term. Nothing really for me. Yeah, really choppy stocks in play. ATR is bouncing back. I don't know if I want to get in there. I mean, maybe a buy in the VWAP potentially. It's one of those sub patch trades. But Brian has a thing that he's also buying on the VWAP on these strongest stocks. I don't know. Oh, maybe not.
Just trying to play it for a bounce. At least it gives me a level to trade off of. So I will stop out if it goes back to my break even.
On which one?
AAL. It's trying to bounce here. I'm not seeing a lot of. It's making me. It doesn't look like it's going to pop back up here.
What's TQQ doing?
I'm getting out of AAL. So that was kind of a trade. AMC is
Looks like
breaking down.
It looks like market is kind of turning a little bit down.
SPY's not doing anything right now.
Yeah. Apple doing nothing. IRNT. This one we had this IRNT, didn't we?
Yeah, last week. Traded it last week.
Yeah, I don't like the volume on it. Oh, AMC is getting destroyed.
Yeah, AMC's back going, maybe going red on the day.
See if we can do something. AMD. Yeah, AMD is gonna definitely do
I'm
some
glad I
stuff.
bailed on AAL. Could tell it wasn't. You could kind of tell if you looked at the time and sales, it wasn't. It was kind of just wasn't going to go higher.
Over
Not really.
920, no.
Not a great. Not too many great trades today.
No, nothing. I didn't trade anything so far. And history would remember this day as Andrew Aziz at 944 hasn't traded anything.
Yes, yeah, that's very strange.
That's the end of the. This is it, guys. This is the end of capitalism.
Could be the end of the world as we know it. Exactly, Trud. Yeah, AMC is going to bounce probably off this yesterday's. This is yesterday's close.
I was trying to catch a reversal on AMC, but Apple is popping back up, so maybe some strength coming back to Qs. Lucid is gonna pop through 2550. I think Lucid is gonna pop.
Yeah.
Apple popped up. Yeah, nice Apple Thor. I was thinking of catching it, but I kind of think that, so AMD probably is gonna go higher too, huh? Where's AMD? No, AMD is doing nothing. Yeah, Apple is strong, which means that TQQ should be strong too. Yes. Excuse. Oh yeah, beauty. Look at that. I wish I had my TQQ. Oh yeah, this is definitely a buying brigade.
Yep. See, I told you it would. I told you we'd get selling at the open, and then we get buyers coming in.
So I'm getting some TQQ just to be part of the move.
I knew it.
I'm getting some long TQQ at 136. Not that it's a day trade. I was thinking of maybe getting a pop on it. Again, my day trades are not doing well. TNA IWM is weak for sure.
Look at Lucid. Lucid's going through that
26. I should have
that
taken
R4
Lucid.
level.
Yeah, Lucid is definitely something that you're going to take. I should have taken that. This one is a disaster. HPLZ deleted. TQQ is there.
Yeah. It might.
RNT, no volume. ATR, meh.
HPLZ, I'm going to keep an eye on. If it does start to consolidate at a certain level, then we'll look at taking a long on it. mRNA popping up.
mRNA. Yeah, popping up, yeah. Our body TQQ is running up. So, no, not 50. Shit. Anyways, I was going to partial 10%, but I sold 50%.
Yeah, I'm with you on that TQQQ trade. I
Facebook.
was too late on that one, though.
So when there's a news company on, when there's a breaking news about something, um, sometimes the exchange would halt until the company released the, a press release for investors or something like that. So I'm just getting some 50% here. AMC did the bounce. I was hoping to get the bounce on AMC, but nothing. Sold some TQQ. And by the way, guys, starting 11, Ardi is coming talking about options on Tuesday and Thursdays. For those of you who are interested in options trading for as a daily income, Ardi is coming, sharing his trades for his own account, his own personal account, starting today on 11 to 12 Eastern time. No, it's not going to be recorded, but potentially we can do that as well. Yeah. Options are a little bit more complicated. There's some maths behind it stuff, so you can't really right at the second. Oh, we lost Brian.
Almost. Look at AMC, bounced right off the previous day close.
Yeah, I was hoping to get that, but
yes.
No day trade for me.
BROS, Dutch Bros came back up. It's at the View app too. I was contemplated that trade. Yeah, nothing's. Oh, it looks like Uber is going to try to maybe grind higher here.
No, it's in the chat room. It's in the chat room. Yeah. Lucid is gonna go to 26. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it, Brian.
There you go.
I don't know why I didn't take Lucid. It was so obvious that it's gonna go up.
Yeah. Well, it just it did that little pullback consolidation after that nice pop through 25. Yeah, Lucid is really looking good.
What's this company? Are they producing acid or?
It's an electric car company. They have better. The latest news on it was they have way better mileage than Tesla. They have over 500 kilometers on a single charge.
Oh, was it CCIV, same company, rebranded? Yeah. Oh, CCIV was a ticker. I remember that. Huge ask at 26 is going to pop through 26.
Yeah.
I saw a huge ask. It's going to go.
Oh, there goes the bros. The Dutch bros.
Okay, nice. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, thanks. But I remember CCIV is back trading it. So. Lucid through 26, huh? Let's buy some Lucid at the pullback. How's that?
HLBZ still hasn't found a level.
Getting out of this TQQ. Let's see what Lucid is doing. If we can get a pullback on Lucid, I might buy it.
This might be your pullback here.
All right, so we'll just buy a little bit.
I don't know.
Just because Brian said that.
Yeah, I just bought some at 88. See if we can get it to 26.
26.
Oh, is that right? Oh, interesting, Ryan.
So I'm long some Lucid at 2589-ish. See if you can.
On Granville Street. Granville Street's turned into such a
Out a little bit more in it. See if you can.
horrible looking area. Hmm.
Oh yeah, beauty. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, pop, pop, pop. Come on,
There
pop
we
to
go.
26. Damn it. One more time. Third time's the charm. Yeah,
Third
it's just that
time.
this is not a good trade because the risk to reward isn't really there for me. But let's see.
Well, you know, it's not. It's probably not going to pull back. Ooh, Uber's going to break out here, maybe.
I'm getting out of Lucid. I had a bad entry, so I don't want to be in there.
Yeah, really chasing it up here for sure.
Yeah, John, that's for sure true. Yeah.
It's probably got more of a significant pullback here.
Maybe at 920 trade. How's that? I have a
Here
webinar
goes.
on it. Maybe.
Here goes Uber back through 430 again. 43, I mean.
430.
430. What the hell are you talking about?
430.
It's 430, man. It's way better than 420. How'd you do on Lucid? That was a nice trade. Beauty. I'd bought some in my.
AMC is getting destroyed.
I told my son to buy Lucid yesterday, and I sold some of it for him today. I don't know why I didn't buy it. I told him to buy it.
Don't do that to your family.
Yeah. The AMC is losing it here. Yeah, he owes me again.
AMC as our one. Yeah, I'm looking for to catch a reversal later on AMC. Doing nothing.
It's looking weak, AMC.
Yeah, it is weak. Yeah, trying to see if you can, how far it can go down. I think 39.50 is a level. It's also a moving average down here. See if you can get a bounce from it. It looks really. It's the whole IWM is again selling off bastards. There are 2,000 bastard companies. AMC is the leader of them.
Here's your pullback on Lucid to the 9 moving average.
HLBZ popping up. I don't trust HLBZ.
No.
It's too low float for me. Yeah, it's just that's so scary to trade it.
It did kind of hold this this pre-market pullback. HLBZ.
QS, what did QS do? QS didn't get any volume. Oh, eventually popped up. Oh yeah, eventually popped up, but it was weird. QS a little bit. AMC really lost it. AMC. Lucid, I'm glad I am out.
Yeah, Uber really just couldn't manage 43 again.
Uber is a
SPY
piece
just
of
took
garbage. Yeah.
SPY just took a big bit of a drop there.
Yeah, Uber is a piece of garbage. AMD is coming down. Apple is holding it, but Qs are yeah, AMD is going to go red again probably.
I think there's definitely some there's probably some nervousness about what the Fed is going to say here tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, AMC is panic sell-off is coming.
Yeah. See, I told you it's weak.
Lucid is also coming down. AMC is coming down. I think we're going to get a really nice sell-off now. IWM is going to go red.
Lucid's at the View app. I was thinking of taking this long here.
HLBZs probably want to go up, but I don't trust it.
I definitely take some. I definitely take some profits here. You're really extended on the daily.
Trying to see if AMC can buy. It comes to 39.50. I want to buy some at 39.50. That would be a good level to buy. Yeah, if AMC comes to 39.50, I try to catch a bounce from it. What is the level out there? Is S1 at S? Yeah, no. We'll see.
Just I'm trying a Lucid trade here off the View app. See if it gets back through the 9.
That would have been a good trade. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit of a 920 trade. So question is it going to make it, is it going to go higher here or no?
If it comes back to 24.40, I would buy some.
I'm in at 24.50-ish. So it's dropping more. I think it's going to sell off. I'm out of the rest of it. There. Just because it came back to my break even. And I didn't like the way it rejected at the 9 moving average.
AMC for the next leg down.
It's really trying to hold the View app here. But I think it's going to lose it.
Yeah, might be a good buy here. I mean, might be a good buy around 25.30. I'm thinking of it. I mean, I'm bad adding some here at 25.30, just a small size. I might add a little bit more if it drops more. We might go to 25.25 too. So let's see, AMC is going one more leg down. Let's see if AMC can take a reversal on AMC around 39.50. Lucid, I'm in there a small size on Lucid. See if we can get a bounce.
Everything's kind of selling off. I think Lucid looks like a short. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say. Markets really slowed back off.
Don't say that.
Wow.
I'm long.
Nvidia really leaked off. Holy cow.
Let's see what AMC is doing. See if AMC goes below 39.50. That would be nice. Come on. Nice. I'm going to start buying some AMC here at 39.50. See this popping back up. Lucid is popping back up. I'm selling some Lucid at 25.52. Let's see what AMC is doing. 39.50. I think has a little bit of leg down in there. Go a little bit down. I'll buy a little bit more. Oops, that dropped. Lucid drop. I'm still on Lucid a little bit.
Yeah, see, I kind of felt like it couldn't recapture that 9 moving average. That's what made me nervous about it.
Yeah, I'm very small share size on Lucid, so I'm probably getting out of it. Yeah, I'm getting out of it. I made money on it, but AMC popped up, so it sold a little bit more here. Oh yeah, sold a little bit more here on AMC. I mean, that was a small scalp from 39.50.
Yeah, nice.
Option session is at 11. AMD is bouncing back. AMC, I still have AMC. You know, I'm getting out more on AMC here.
Yeah, it looks like it may just consolidate or bounce a bit. It needs to get back
Yeah.
to the 9 moving
Yeah.
average.
I'm all out on AMC. Might test the low of the day one more time. Actually, it wasn't that bad for me. I turned out to be $1,500 out of this garbage day. Lucid is coming back up. Brian, it's your fault.
Yeah, I see that.
I was going to add on. I was going to add on Lucid on this drop. I knew it's going to go up.
Funny how they're kind of screwing with it right now.
Yeah.
You know, they dropped it
I'm
below
up
the.
$1,500. It's actually not bad. You know, I'm up $1,500. Just a couple of quick scalps, and you know, it's not bad. Let's see what AMC. Oh, AMC. I need to break it. Yes. Yes. HD, if you read the announcement up there, the information is up there. Oh, AMC is going to go up to S1, huh? See, this is getting destroyed, AMC.
Yeah, still another leg down here.
HPLZ is going back up to the high of the day, but I don't like it because it's low float. I have discrimination against low float stocks. Oh,
Well, it's
yeah,
really it's not trading very well.
in chat. Oh yeah, look at this AMC. Oh. Let's see if we can get a bounce from 39. What's the next level that we have? This 2 is at 38.80. I'm getting some long here, a small size. Let's see if we can get another bounce. Has still room. I think AMC has still a little bit down the room down on it, 239. Maybe adding more on 39.
Back in a sec.
Brian. and went to the washroom. Left me alone with AMC. Yeah, I think AMC has one more big drop in it. Adding a little bit here, down here at 39. Oh, nice. I might go all the way to a student. Now I'm adding a little bit on it and see if you can get a bounce. So my average is at 39. 07. Adding a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, Jonathan, this is traditionally a month that markets typically don't perform as well.
Come on, I should have gone on long on S2. Let's see. So I'm now adding a little bit here, 38.88.
Oh, you're talking about
AMC. I'm trying to
AMC?
catch this
Yeah.
reversal on AMC. See if we can catch it.
I don't know why I didn't short that. That was I saw it selling off there. Jeez, dumb.
Might go all the way up to 38 then in that case. So my average is at 39. Let's get this pop up. $905. Come on, a little bit more, a little bit more. A little bit more. Getting out a little bit more. Come on. It was at least that moving average. One more pop, please.
Yeah, there goes Lucid. See, we were both right.
See what this AMC is doing. It's right at my break-even point. I want to see if I should come out of the break-even point or should just no, it wants to go. Probably want to go.
Yeah, exactly. Now we knew it. Diddly doodly. SPY's selling off. It's going to go red on the day.
Yeah, all of them. Qs, SPY, everything is selling
Qs are selling off. Yeah.
See what this one is doing. What about TQQ? Yeah, TQQ is good. Buying some TQQ here. AMC is still struggling.
Yeah, TQQ is right at
Previous day close, yeah.
previous day close. Yeah,
Definitely volatility is rising, that's for sure.
yeah.
I'm
What's
holding this AMC.
UVXY? What's it doing? It's come back up. It's went green on the day there for a second.
I got some TQQ for my life. Let's see if AMC can pop up a little bit more. Actually, TQQ. Let's see if AMC can pop. At least test this moving average on 1 minute chart. At least. See, I'm getting out a little bit more on AMC. That was a nice pop.
Yeah, nice bounce off the previous day close. Spies,
yeah.
Spies bouncing a bit here.
Selling some TQQ here at the previous day close, like that. AMC.
Sava's doing really nicely here. It's on a daily. It's on my swing trade. Geez, I'm up almost $1,000 on this now. Only a couple
On which
hundred
one? On
shares.
Sava?
Yeah.
Yeah, this bounce on AMC wasn't fun. It was more stressful than anything. I should have waited until to get this too. TQQ is running up, so that's good. I'm selling a little bit more here on TQQ. See if AMC can. If AMC loses this too, it's going to go all the way up to the yesterday low, which is 38. So that's a moment of truth for me and AMC. I'm more keen toward getting out of it at break-even point. So I'm all out on the AMC at the break-even point. If it loses more, I'm trying to catch a reversal on it at 38.60. But generally, I don't have a really good trade book on it. As you see, I started averaging down, but it's not averaging down. I kind of scaled in there. Selling some TQQ on that account. Sold some here. I'm down to half of my position over there. Lucid is popping back up. YouTube guys, thank you so much for all of your likes. We got eventually something out of something.
Yeah, thank you.
But
yeah,
we
there
appreciate
was.
if you can like us a little bit more. That would be really, really nice.
This was not a super easy day to trade, but
horrible.
Well, I've always found that a day after a really big move day is always a little bit volatile, a little bit harder to trade because obviously you make a big move on one day and then the next day people are, trying to figure out where the market's going. So we did get what I expected, a bit of a pullback at the open and then a bit of a rally, but that kind of petered out. I think there's a lot of people still waiting for the Fed and to see what their minutes are going to be at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So probably a lot of people just sitting on the sidelines waiting for for something, waiting for some indication on taper. Looks like Uber's still trying to break out here through this 43 level.
Yeah, Uber is picking up. It turned out to be really, really trading like a garbage in the morning.
Yeah, it didn't trade very well. It is breaking out now to a high. I'm looking for QS to pull back here to 23.72. I've got an order in. Why did I use 72? I should have used 77. Just looking at the 9 moving average here.
I mean, my day turned out to be an okay day. Turned out to be a couple of small trades like AMC, LCID, and TQQ. I still have some TQQ. So if I sell this TQQ right now, then probably gonna be good for my day. So yeah, not a bad day for me in general. So except the TNA that I'm back holding.
Why didn't I trade? Why did I use? I should have used 77. It's always my number I use. Would have got a fill there.
Brian, I blame you for LCID.
Oh, jeez. Look at it. It's been trading. It's really it's trading challenging. I mean, it broke through the view app twice, and then it came. Now it's squeezed back up again.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know. Just okay. I'm out. I'm not going to take a position on QS. Cancel that order.
Oh, AMC is going down like that.
Yeah.
AMC might bounce from S3. I might actually get a bounce from S3 on AMC. Now that it's selling off at 38.50 and S3 is at 38.38, it might be a good bounce around that area.
Wow. The Dutch bros are having a tough day here.
Oh yeah, AMC is getting really, really destroyed. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's touch it. 38.40. JJJ, yes, Thor's video. Mr. Thor has done a lot of work on this caramel pivot points. The most important ones are S3, S4, and R3 or R4, more than R1 and R2 or S1 and S2. Now S3 and previous day close is getting together in the same area, so it might be a good place to get a bounce. Thanks, guys, for the likes on YouTube. If you can make it to 400, that would be nice. If not, Carlos, I think you can cut off the thing, and then Brian, we can come back into the chat room. Thank you so much, guys. Cheers.
Right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, so getting back into the